Mavakesh Amuna, then you're gonna. It's 100. You came to 100 of them. You have to be machshavit like that. Very important. I want to thank Torah anytime. I want to thank Kavash Kocha Pratas and Kol Allah. I want to thank the Eibush himself. The time is now 8 o'clock, and it's Yom Rishon L'Pashas Tzav Al Shenotot Pesach Yisrots and Gol V'Noida. Zman HaKadmonim. This time of the year was bigger than Elul. They say the Alder von Kelm Shmusen now we're better than Elul. Novandig has disappeared for 4 weeks to winter resorts, and they had a great time. I was there. Beautiful places they got, and they used to walk in the forest, and beautiful to see the Eibishter's beautiful world. When you go alone in the forest, you have the Eibishter. You're not so distracted by the people around you that are pulling you away, and they have all different kind of type of covet in their system. There, you're alone with the Eibishter, finally thinking. Metracht. It's you that's thinking, you're not a product of everyone else's thoughts. You have your own mind when you're alone in the forest with the Rabbeinu Shalom. There the Bardigas took each other apart. They did things I don't recommend. We don't do that today. If I dare hint anything like that, I'm in trouble. Well, he really is saying it. Reb Gershon, they told me in the Bardi, because I'm whatever I am, I'm me. Yehda, everybody has his thing that he has to work on. So I'm also. They told me for you it would be good to far from the Welt and put everyone in its place. I heard this from a few of them. Until I went to Reb Gershon, she said, "What? Don't you dare do that, not these days." You don't do that stuff. Put people in place, you're crazy. Gershon didn't like it. They do those things, Grada. And it was done to me the way it was done. The way you give teichacha. I once heard from Rabbi Isaac Schwartz, he said, the Welt thinks that the only way to give teichacha is to be a gatzik hanoi and yell at him and berate him. Give teichacha with a varmkeit, a gutkeit. I never had any pain. He could call me the worst names. Well, besides in the Novandig world, you're expecting it, you're looking for it. If you have an issue, something bothering you, and you ask your Rebbe what's going on, he says, it's your difas ha-kovet. It takes away the issue. It's just stupid, silly kovet. It's not an issue. It's kovet is evel avolim. You don't have a real problem. Chas v'chalila, somebody has aggravation from someone in his family. And he thinks he's a tzaddik ador because he's having aggravation for a holy issue. So they'll explain it to you. They don't get so as a, feel like you're a godla, you're tzaddik ador, that you're having aggravation from. I would ask a simple question. Do you have aggravation when you yourself do things a little bit not so? Doesn't kill you when you see another person going against the Eibishter. There's so many Friar Yid in the world. Why aren't you writing Kriya over them? Why you got to come now? Because they tiny, it's all a covet issue. What are you getting excited over? It's super silly covet. That's not a real issue. You do what you can. David doesn't want more from you. It's just what are people going to say? Like I heard this just recently. Someone comes over to me. He's going through Gehenna. What's the Gehenna? One of his children is behaving inappropriately, and everybody sees. Everybody sees. So now, in our world, they've got a good case, and I would cry along with them. But in the Novandig world, everybody sees. That's good news. And you get yourself, you're getting bizyanis. That's delicious. Let's get some more bizyanis. I saw a Gadol B'Yisrael, more than one. 2 different people, Gedolei Yisrael, who had children that were a boy that was not, that acted like, not in a normal way. And the father, he slept around the father, made the father look quite not, he didn't make the father didn't look good. He looked weird with this kid schlepping him around. And the father laughed. He was a Baal Musa. So he makes you look not so good. It makes you get embarrassed. So get embarrassed. So what? For your whole life is my Yom Rabrius. My Yom Rabrius. That's all you care about, think about, talk about. What do people think? In fact, when you're talking about other people, what are you thinking of? He got a good Stella. What's that all about? What are you getting so excited about? The person's covet. Get excited over the cover that he's getting, and deep down there's a lot of envy. You wish you'd be in his shoes. He got the covet, so you're admiring him, but secretly it's hurting you. You like to be in his shoes. That's why I say before you read Gedolim books, read a book about yourself. You're also a Gadol. You think you're nobody. You need derech eretz, you need midas tavis. But what about yourself? You're leaving yourself. You come first. You are more important. You have to makshiv yourself. If I get together with Beis Abdidus this time of the year, and I'd bring my Novhardok Olam along, I would pump them up just like the Altav and Slobodka. Don't think they didn't do that in Novhardok. The Altav and Slobodka pumped up Reb Ruderman, and he told them, "You're the future of Kivega." Reb Ruderman said, "I believed him." That's why he became Reb Ruderman. The Rebbe tells you day and night, you are the future of Kivega. It does something to you. The person needs to be built up a lot. And I don't wait for other people to do it. I do it to myself. Now you have a Yom Tov. You have a Yom Tov, a Heilige Yom Tov, a Pesach. The Pesach is what you make of it. You are the boss. You decide. Was it a good dream or a bad dream? Whatever you decide, that's what it's going to be. A person's opinion of everything going on in his life has such power. I've had situations where I was getting bizyanis, and I said, not me. I wasn't interested in certain situations. I didn't want, and I'm amazed. Exactly there where I should be getting the worst bizyanis, I'm getting the biggest covet. Few cases like this. I touch it, I'm getting covered. You know what power you have? You touch something l'teva. I say it's a teva. This thing that looks terrible. If you say it's terrible, what did they tell Haman? His dear wife Zeresh, she's supposed to be a smart lady. You know, by us, you know what smart means? There's a medrash that says, the Eibishter gave us chachma being a das haskel. To you do what with it? To have b'tachon. You have seichel, use it for b'tachon. Mordechai was more into b'tachon that he did some weird things, going screaming in the streets over there, you know, because he's by there Hashem. Esther did some weird things about the point Achashverosh. You ought to bum around here. She was ready to do it. Well, what happened? What's the seichel? There's a seichel called b'tachon seichel, but Zeresh was a real chachama. And as soon as Haman started going a little downhill, she said, in Mizar Yehudim, Novel Tipol, you're finished. You're dead. That's the way you talk? Yush, you give a guy? Yush? You don't do that. Yush, you tell him he's not worth a dime. Haman, you're finished. And she said, good. That was the end of Haman. After the horse fight, said, he's a Jew. You're finished. With them, you can't. What would the Baal B'tachon say? Adarabba. Adarabba. I got a note. Interessant. I have it. I should read it. A 20-year-old girl, wrote, she called up about, she lost weight. She lost 15 pounds. She tried this and tried that and tried that and tried this. And nothing happened. All the diets didn't work. Finally, she said, I'm eating normal. I'm going to B'tachon. And she lost 15 pounds. She lost 15 pounds. I says, I want that written up exactly what you did. It's sitting over there. I looked it over. She's a chachama. She's a chashuva girl, this girl. She did a job. She's part of her prescription was, and as soon as she cheated, she fell in, and she wasn't even doing what she's supposed to be, at least that much. So she said, Adarabba. Now for sure, I'm losing more weight. And it's exactly what happened. Musik. She used Adarabba. Now Adarabba worked. Imagine the more mistake. You know, the younger. I could see. What?
She didn't get stretched out.
She didn't get.
Yeah, she just didn't get stretched.
She didn't get stretched. Yeah, she didn't. A person has kaiches. The power of Amuna B'tachon. Now you take a Yom Tov, a beautiful Yom Tov like Pesach. It's up to you. If you believe this is the Yeshua, it's going to be a Yeshua. You keep believing. Sit on Amuna, your own personal things. Believe. Look, I'm a little boisterous. I just got a phone call, 2 phone calls. A 50-year-old bacha calls me up. He wants a shidduch. I says, how soon do you want it? He says, within a week. I says, within a week. He calls me up. Something came up within a week. Just like I said, he doesn't want that. Shidduch, rather. So he says, okay, give me another week, we'll get the right one. But it happened within a week. He called me up. He said, within a week, kachava. Another guy calls me up just now. His wife was all kinds of issues, giving birth, epidural, whatever it's called. She needed this, needed that. She was horrified with all kinds of tzaras coming up with giving birth to this baby. He calls me up. Mendel said, shall be fine, mother and baby are perfect. He calls me back right after I gave him my bracha. Suddenly everything started going smooth. Mother and baby are fine. She doesn't know what hit her. So I'm a big malmifah, so anybody could do it. Just talk yourself into it again and again. Get into it. Get into the sugya of Amuna, Bטחון. And you'll do maivsim, gluim. I have 2 stories. Now look, I don't want to say the names. Well, I will not say the names. Very big people. Very big. From the 2 greatest Torah leaders in the world. They're oilam. One called me up. These 2 different, no shaykhs. In fact, one is in Eretz Yisrael. No, they're both in America. Yeah, both in America, yes. But whatever. But very, very from the biggest. And they were told by their leader, who has a huge following, you have to do the teva. You have to go and do what needs to be done. Which means, don't ask. This lady calls me up, she's going dizzy from what she has to do. She has to go for one, she has a whole family of problems. She has to go for an hour each way for this therapist, another hour for the other guy. Each kid has serious mental issues. Now, you're not going to believe this one. I've mentioned it before. You don't believe, and she has, the husband has shreklicha headaches. He's a basket case from what's going on. I says, I give up bracha, no more headaches. Kids will be fine. The next morning, I had a big turnaround. Now, the other case was also for the biggest, they had Nebuch Yana Machla. This younger man, a terrible Yana Machla, gave her one bracha. Suddenly the kid says, you know, Ta, you look much better. Yana Machla is goodbye. Now, they both had orders from their Torah leader to do Ishtalis, which was, you want radiation? You want to go run around the therapist? Some sugar? You want that? Go ahead. But I have nothing against the Torah leaders who told them differently, because he told them what you have to tell a normal person. When a person is clicking in on Bטחון, that's a different Shulchan Aruch. Everybody knows the famous story of Rabbi Yashiv. When he told a woman whose husband had Yana Machla, the Shella is traveling on Shabbos to the States to bring her husband. It didn't look good at all. It wasn't worth a penny. So Rabbi Yashiv says, you know how to go on Shabbos. You can go. So she said, what's going to be? If what am I going to, my kids asked me, did you do everything you could to save Tati's life? What am I going to say? Lady, get on the plane on Shabbos. She got on the plane and her husband's life was saved. Years later, people asked Chaim Kanevsky, my Kosova, how did he change? He said, at first he was speaking to a normal woman. And after a while, it's also to go. What are you doing? Shabbos, she can't be B'chal Shabbos, such a matzah, it's Alamaisa. The man's dead, he's over. But now when she speaks words of Bטחון, you have a different Shulchan Aruch. You're allowed to go, and she says them. The Baal Bטחון is in a different world. He's got different rules. So I'm not going against their Rebbe over there. It's just they came to me and they decided they couldn't listen to their whoever it is, because who wants to go through, this person was going through years of chemotherapy, years, and going nowhere until they called Mendel. And Mendel said, Buha! Alta Zalzo Babuhas. But I did tell them to spend time being B'simcha. I remember mentioning that. And overnight, new situation, new matzav. And the other one went even faster than that one. It was mamish unbelievable. The other one, I said a special thing. I said, Eibishter, I felt that those people don't respect me so much. Says, Eibishter, show them who I am. Then I really got immediate service the next morning. Show them who I am. I'm not a guy over here. You speak like that, David. You have to get a kesha. You have to somehow be mispalel all Yom Tov. Do me a favor. Don't let people dominate my life. My head is spinning with what he thinks and she said and he said. And my impression, please. No, it's not easy. It's not disappearing. I work in this a lot. Don't think I don't have people. What does he think of me? That's plague. It's going to plague you till Mashiach. It means it's on your head all 24/7. Did I make a good impression? Your own wife. Did I say the right thing to my kids? You know how many people are nervous of the 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock could get us either nervous too. And in this day and age, everyone's nervous. Everyone's busy being nervous of everyone else. Everyone's busy. This guy's a big beard. Oh. What's he up to? This guy looks, this is a hush of a lady over there. Watch what you say. This is a hush of this, a hush of that. The guy doesn't know what you're talking about. Leave him alone. Everybody's busy intimidating everyone else. Everybody thinks the Rashka Bahag is standing next to him. We're all the same. So all the Zalba, there was a Polish Yidina from the Haim when it went to Shidduchim. They should get this out to the public. I don't know how they'll be able to eat it. She said like this, Ich bin nicht the best, ich sich nicht the best. I'm not the best. I'm not looking for the best. It's a very good attitude. Who am I? Navardicans do well with that. Oh boy, they make a joke. He said, come inside, make yourself at home. Baruch Matcha Ezrachi, you know what he said? His wife put out a book, the stories of a father of Meir Chodesh. She did a masterful job. I saw it in Navardic's house. You saw Maya, he had a copy. It was a major hit. She did a great job. Anyway, so they asked him, Baruch Matcha, what do you say about your wife? Are you in there? Like she put you in there too. She wrote the book about her father, and you're the Adam. Did she give you a chance to write anything? He said, I heard him say, he said, not too much. That's why it's such a good book. You kid her out a little, you joke. You don't get that. Say, Ibzel Helfen, we're holding for Otot by Pesach. Don't talk, use your mouth. Pesach. Use your mouth for positive things. Waste of energy, talking about all the tzaras in the world. Wasting all the waste. Talk about happy things. It's a mitzvah. Every word of talking b'tochem, risk crucialis vasayim, and view your opinion has such a power of what you're doing. View your Pesach as Kodesh Kedoshim. View it. No matter what happens, even though the wine spilled on your kittel, even though your shviga yelled at you in front of you, whatever, even though you had a problem and you blew your stack in front of everybody, how does it pass such a Baal Musala? Such a chsidish like me should blow a stack in front of my shver. So, oh no, what did I do? Now my shver knows my numbers. I was trying to act like I'm the best father in the world. Now my shver sees my real colors. Oh no. The Bezyanis Navardis would dance for an experience. That was a good Seder. Chasal Seder Pesach Chosay. This was a good Seder. I got good Bezyanis. My shver saw me blow my stack and my wife. The next day, how are you treating my daughter? No, I didn't mean anything. I'm joking. But anyway, you have a little Bezyanis. A little Bezyanis. So try to be at your best behavior, but the wine's all over your kittel, and this didn't come out good, and this guy didn't, and we weren't able to do this right, that went wrong, and this, the whole test of a person is, in b'tachon, are you going to hold on even though it doesn't look good? The whole test of a human being, you got to see Yishem Ramunim. The whole entire test, come inside, make yourself at home, Erev Pesach. How do you guys get away from home? I think you came here for vacation. Or you came to give your wives a vacation. I'm joking. Anyway, the ladies are not shaykh. I told you the story, but it's a story about a lady, not about a man. I refuse to say it's a story about a man. It's a story about a lady. What's the story? The story happened to one of the Chayzer Rublin's Talmidim. He was a big Baal B'tachon, and he says, don't worry. And his wife is going out of her mind. We have no wine for Pesach, no matzahs. It's 3 days before Yom Tov, nothing doing. And how are we going to manage? He's going out of her mind. He's sitting with his black Gemara. It's fine. Maybe still help. Have bטחון. She's getting a nervous breakdown, and he's having his bטחון. That's what I'm saying. It's a story of how godless. I'm not. Anyway, the kids said, what happened beside? So beside, the man went ahead, and he, like a few hours before Yom Tov, the Chayzer from Blin, he was a Talmud of the Chayzer, tells one of his rich Hasidim, go load on a cartload, get those horses moving, and bring him the works. The wine, the fish, the matzahs, loaded on heavy duty stuff, and make him a Yom Tov like he never had in his life. And he comes just holding on to the wife is laying in bed, about to have a nervous breakdown, when suddenly in comes all the gold, and the husband jumps off out of his Gemara. Oh, my bטחון worked. Look at this, we got it. And they had a Yom Tov, and that first night he's singing, and he's so happy. You see, bטחון works, Gavaldi. And the next night he makes Kiddush, and as soon as he makes Kiddush, he falls asleep. And his wife was ready, she needs a vacation. And his wife's sleeping, and he's sleeping, the kids are sleeping. He wakes up just before, and he's so depressed. That was a Seder. You missed the boat here, missed the boat there. You messed up here, messed up there. You sleep on it. Seder night. You messed up. He comes in Cholamayid, and he meets his Rebbe, the Chayzer Blin. The Rebbe says, no, how did you Yom Tov go? He said, first night was Gavaldi. Second night was terrible. The Chayzer says, just the opposite. The second night is Leiv Nishba v'nitkel Kim le'sivzeh. You're broken. They pick up what you say. Lachem oini, darke shaloni beprusa. A broken matzah. They say the whole God is on a broken matzah. You think you're a broken person? You're the matzah they're talking about. All the broken people are the winners. Anybody who's got a tzibach in a hats, the Kotzker Rebbe said he never saw a thing as whole as a broken heart. So all those Americans who are going around all their lives feeling that they're not quite the way they should be. I said a murder gavot. Not a half of the gavot, Ezer Hashem. And Rashi says that the waters, they should split the waters between Mayim al Yonim and Mayim Tachtonim. The bottom waters were crying, the top waters are going to you, and we're stuck down here in this crazy world. And they cry, the tears, that's why the Atlantic Ocean is full of salt. The tears, that Rebbe said, don't worry, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to pour you on the Mizbeach Nisach HaMayim, and I'm going to call Kabanecha Takriv Melech, that's your salt, sea salt. We'll put it on there, and that's yours. So I wanted to tie it. So you're still blew it. You're the one who didn't make it. You're the water on the bottom that's looking up, wishing you'd be up there. Shamayim with the Yebishter, with that water. And you're stuck down here in Olam Hazeh, and you're all shortchanged. You didn't make it. You're looking up, wishing you'd be from the best of the mentions up to the Malachim over there, and the violet, what the Yebishter does with you. There's a Yom Tov called Sukkot. I don't know what Sukkot is doing in the middle of Pesach, but it's on the Parsha. So Nisach HaMayim, Nisha Le'ro, Simchas Beis Sheva, Le'ro, Simcha Meyomav. The biggest simcha in the world is when you pour the Nebuch water. It's the Nebuch water that's being poured on the Mizbeach. The Nebuch water. That's the hero. That's a simcha, the greatest simcha. And I'll bring a riot to the whole part. It says, Yismach le Mavakshe Hashem. The Mavakesh Hashem, the one that's begging, I need more. Come inside, come. Here, take it. There's room for everybody. Where's Jack Daniels is not here. Johnny Walker's not here. What's going on here? This is not my simcha. It's not b'shleimus. You know, I want to tell you, one year, I was into wine. I was drinking a lot as a Rebbe. I was into every day. I took a shot. So that, I never did this again. So that Purim, the pair, I got no money. He didn't give me a penny. They brought bottles and bottles. That's what he's all about. I remember one pair brought me a 9 cigar. You know what that is? Moonshine. You know what that is? A friend of mine was once drinking it. So he took, after he took some, he put it on a plate, And he lit a match, and the fire went up. Like he said, "That's what you just drank, my friend." So one of the parents sent me one of those. They had my number. Oh, you're a drinker. So they got away easy. They didn't have to give me no $100 check. Give them a bottle of Johnny Walker. So that was all I got was bottles of schnapps. By the way, if you're a b'tachon, you have nothing to worry about. Well, a Rebbe that goes ahead and drinks every day in school. I was doing those shtick that year. I was into it a lot. And I fed the kids a little bit. Did anybody hear that? Please, hope anybody listening? The police, you're going to come after me? What is he doing to those 9-year-old kids? Yeah. This is, oh boy, he's corrupting them and teaching them. Anyways, I laugh at the world. I do my thing and I laugh. And guess what happened? So I got a remark from a parent. I want to thank you, Rabbi Mendel, for giving a chinuch to our children of how to drink in moderation. How do you like that one? I always come out ahead. It's unbelievable. I'm going to tell you another thing. I was getting older, so parents shepherding me a little bit. Oh, Rabbi Mendel, it's not the same. This is about 30 years ago. I was getting older, and it's not the same. I know it is in real estate. You can't relate. You don't with the kids. Okay, the same parent. A year later, I had another one of the kids. You know, right? You forgot what he said the last time. Rabbi Mendel, I don't know why did my son like you? I think I know why. He needed that Zayda image. He had that Zayda image. See, if you have b'tachon, everything's going to work. You laugh at the world. And I'm telling you, I had 2 super embarrassing situations in my life where I was ashamed. Whatever, people are human. You did something you shouldn't have done either. And I'm getting more covered exactly from those 2 corners. Super covered. Exactly the guy whom, and he was from there. Why? Because I always have one prescription to everything. The Abish is in charge. I laugh at the world. Laugh at the world. Rabbi say, you drink the 4 cups? What do you need 4 cups for? To drink some alcohol and laugh at the world. I think the Kotzker Rebbe said, if you go into Yeshua, you're not Mekayim Chaydas. Somebody said it. That's not Chaydas. That's not Chaydas. It's not Chaydas. You can drink as much wine as you want. But if the Shver is sitting there, I myself witnessed the first week as Adam and the Shver got together. I knew both of them. I have a knack of hanging around the young people. My wife wants to move to these, where the old people live. I don't want to get near them. First, I don't fit in. I fit in. I'm too immature for those people. I'm still busy drinking, making myself a sugar. I stand on the chair at chasanas. They're not my cup of tea. I mean, chas v'shalom. They're great, holy people. These seniors, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I just have to make fun. So, so I hang around the young people. I really do. Some of my best friends are old enough to be my Einiklach. They're all over the place. In fact, I was once in a car. This younger man he took me a ride to New York, and a whole trip he's telling me about how he wants to straighten out his father-in-law. His father-in-law is not quite, he's a famous person, his father, very hush of a person. And he wants to straighten him out. He just got married, and he's on a campaign to straighten out his father-in-law. So I had to listen to him a whole hour and a half to New York. How can we straighten out my father-in-law to make him behave himself, to be a man, to be normal? This is the son-in-law. Yeah, son-in-law. It's a new door these days. And I didn't want to tell him, you know who you're talking to. I'm one of those, You think I'm one of you. You think I'm one of those. No information to the enemy, I'm not on your side of the fence. But he trusted me so much. He looked at me like, he saw that I'm a little immature. I'm a little bit, not quite. In my dictionary, I don't believe in getting mature. It's not part of I'm not in that sugya. You can keep it if you want. All these mature guys, this doesn't pass for that age. Don't do this. No, that. But you want to get old, go for it. You don't move, don't sit, don't do anything a little different because they may not like it. The older you get, the more the cupboard sits on you. I once did that before, and so didn't like it, so that's no good. Oh, but I once did that before. The Alta from Novanik says, You can't make everyone happy. So forget it. Do what you want to do. And laws up. Don't be a ganze Meshuggah. There's no mitzvah. But like my Rebbe told me, Rav Chaim Alper, and he said, "Ich bin a bissel in Meshuggah." That's the official. I had a vote. I said, "Vayisa Meshuggah mimari nechas deraisa." To the rice. He said Meshuggah. Dylan's into it. Don't worry. Plenty of Meshuggahim going on. But Baruch Hashem, everybody's good. Chas v'shalom. But anyway, so before Pesach, Biba Simcha, drink those 4 cups, and Biba Simcha, Eibush, that took us out of Mitzrayim. So delicious. You're so good, Eibush. I can't get over you. You took us out of Mitzrayim. Try to think into it. Look at Pari. There's a nice Rabbi Yerucham Lubavitz. He burst out laughing in the middle of the Haggadah. He burst out laughing. He was Rabbi Yerucham. He's a malach. Rabbi Yerucham burst out laughing in the middle. So they asked him, what happened? He says he was imagining Pari's face as soon as Kriyas Yamsuf took place. He saw it split. Imagine what he looked like. Imagine Pari's face as soon as he got what's this? Imagine if Pari jumped up. That's the way you got to live with this. You have to live with Kriyas Yamsuf. How delicious it is when we went through it. The Abishah loves us to pieces. We met his higher, all the Goyim. We're so lucky to be Yidden, and we're still Yidden, the sweetest people in the universe. I am madly in love with all Jewish people. I can't help it. I like people in general, but these Jewish people are so wonderful. These B'nai Torah. I go Meshuggah. I watch them. Sometimes I give out my B'tachon weeklies. So they tell me, you're giving out, you look like a Breslova. I tell them, that's a compliment by me. I think Breslovas, they're good guys. Thank you. Thanks for that. Anyway, but I see, I used to get a lot of rejections, rejections. So, you want to give it out. I have a stack like this every Shabbos. I say, I want to get rid of this stuff. Before Shabbos, I'm a Yeki. And a Yeki, there's not too much Yekish in me, between you and me. You could ask the people I'm supposed to come on time. Yeah, okay, so. I'm like, whatever it is, I'm not one. But still, I'm a half Yeki. And when it comes to, I made so many copies of B'tachon weeklies, it'll go to waste. I go Meshuggah. So everyone got to be put in a place, and every page better be read because it's a waste. That's my mentality. I'm trying to work on it. It's not easy. Everything gotta. I see they put out other stuff, Rabbi Miller stuff, put a stack, and they take a few copies. The rest they leave. It goes to the Shemus. It doesn't bother them. It doesn't go. There's such hard work in the Shemus. I'm one of those real frugal types. Give that on. Machzachaymish. Machzachaymish. Erev Pesach. Eser Rotzen. Galo v'Neir. They're so wonderful. Anyway, so what I want to tell you. I'm just excited over the Eibishter. So excited. Reb Nosson, what do I want to say? I'm in the middle of something. You want to help me out? What? Giving out the B'tachon weekly. Anyway, so what happened? In the middle of giving out the B'tachon weeklies, and I forgot what I wanted to say. What? Right. In the middle of giving out the B'tachon weeklies and Bekitza. So, what I want to say? Reb Nosson Breslov writes, how excited, how great the Eibishter is. How great, I love that shtickle, the way he writes. Who he is. I love that stuff. That's up my alley. I love it's a whole shtickle there, and one of the best of the farm, the way he writes. From Nosson Breslov. Do you know who he is? Come on, what's with you? Chap, who you dealing with? And people are sinking in what do people think. Is it like I said, I'm friendly with the young guys too. So I remember once, the first Shabbos, a very big name, got himself a catch, a bacher, top-notch bacher, from also big Invei Geffen, Terek Dula Makkah Mechad. I know them both. And the father-in-law talks to me, and the son-in-law talks to me. And the father-in-law was petrified. The first meal they're going to eat together. What is he? Did you see? He was nervous. And this guy's not a nervous type at all. He's cool. Very cool guy. He's a smooth guy. But the first Shabbos, with his son-in-law, he was petrified. And I met the son-in-law, and he was also petrified. And they don't know, Adayim, that I was in touch with both of them. And they're both petrified. I saw firsthand how people are afraid of each other. And the rest of the world is afraid of both of them, because they're both very, from the better people, everyone's looking up to them. And they're busy being afraid of each other. Don't say the wrong thing. If I say this, and my son-in-law may not like it. What am I? Is he that type, this type, or what? It could, okay, not everybody has it. If you don't have it with the son-in-law, you have it with the shviga. There's someone out there that you're afraid of. And the Vardig is we go to war against that. That's where you're makam amidus. Don't be afraid of that person. That's where your weakness is. Work on it. And anyway, the Pesach, make it hold from your Pesach. The Arch Tzadikim said you get 1,000 times more schar if you have Simcha Shal Mitzvah. If you are b'simcha, I'm so thankful, I'm so happy, Abish, to what you did. What you did. You take a kid and you tell him, Bubba, I like what you did. You are a smart boy. I asked the kids in my class, 9-year-old kids, how many boys, when Rebbe tells them you're a smart kid, you act even smarter, right? Audio, raise hands. How many boys, when Rebbe says you're a dumb nut, you end up even more dumb? Everybody's like that. So, Kaviyachal the Abish there, it says, the Azara Kodesh says that when you praise Hashem that night, you're giving Hashem koyach. You have the power of giving Hashem koyach to do even more nisim. Talk about his nisim day and night. All Yom Tov, talk about it. He did this private stuff, not private, whatever it is. Abish, to look what you did, look what you did. I'm going to tell you, Maisa. With the Abish, he's so wonderful. I go bananas over basics. I don't care what anybody says. By me, seeing and hearing and talking and walking and eating. Wow. I'm so amazed. The different types of foods, the colors and the textures and the tastes and variations. I go bananas. Johnny gives me Johnny Walker, I get a lot of Amuna from him. The Avish can make a Johnny Walker. Godless Haboide! Avish made Johnny Walker. He made Jack Daniels. He made the vodka. What kind of vodka do we have there? I'm a big Smirnoff vodka, Choshev, lime vodka. Well, I'll take some. Let me have a bissel vodka over here. Drink l'chaim. The Avish created wine to make people happy. It's enough. That's good. L'chaim, tova, l'shalom. You should have the happiest. I'm saluting the Eibishter himself, and I'm thanking him for everybody. Eibishter thanks a million for creating us Americana Heddies. And you know that you're machshavas. You got to see this Shemer Moonim, what he says about the later dairis. Later dairis, they are. We're at the rock bottom. We're living among. Somebody explained what they just did now, the Democrats. I do not want to talk about. I do not talk. You know how to talk about these things. What happened the first time I heard it about bananas, what they have, sheetas, democratic things. But but I said, what are you going to do to deal with that one? I got very depressed by it. It killed me. It's a hefkevel. What's going on here? But then I said, what are you getting depressed? Now we're even greater. We live among monkeys. And look at us. Look at us. We learn Torah. We have your Shemaim. We try. We're a little bit, rubs off some of the garbage that we see and hear. And we're only human. Kinataiva garbage all over, rampant all over. Abu Baruch Hashem. We try and we want to be good. Abish, do you know that we love you to pieces? Abish, I'm saying this in the middle of my vod in the name of Gans Klai. So we are madly in love with you. And we want you to bring Mashiach this Pesach. And we want to see the whole world how great you are. You're so wonderful. Look at the delicious, what you did in Mitzrayim, what you did to Pari. What a job. What a beautiful job. It's so delicious. You go over it again. I want to tell you something. You're the same. I told this Once told my anicle, the guy to learn, I asked the guy, I said, learn Chovos Halevus. He said, I went through that already. Doesn't work like that. Somebody who did it once and someone who did it 3 times is a different human. You got to chazer again and again. The same stuff, the stuff that you like. Pick that piece and go over again. Get another Sefer on Bטחון. Sit on Bטחון a whole Yom Tov. It's so delicious. Learn it again and again and again. Listen, I'm not telling, I'm going to start up. I'm starting up. The covered Yom Tov, I'm starting up with the system. Now look, the Chovos Halevus held that you got to be a orangutan of Musa. Nobody can tell me he held differently because some Sefer was against him. Even though he was the biggest chassid of Chovos Halevus, he said, no. Gemara Tosfos. It's a machlokes. So therefore, he used to learn Chovos Halevus before he started learning the Sam Sefer. He was into that. But the Chovos Halevus did not hold from our system. He had a different, okay. So now there are different shittas, by the way, out there. The normal shitta is, Madam Zitz and learn. I recommend the whole world just learn Gemara Tosfos. There's plenty good Musa Sefer. People who learn Torah, even without Musa, Chas v'Chalila, don't not learn Musa. But there's so much refinement in a Blatt Gemara, what it does to you. Rabbi Feldman Zalzangzinstadt once told me, harving over Tosfos is machnia a person. It gives achma. Look at the yeshiva man. You know, when I give out, I wanted to mention this before, I give out my Bטחון weeklies. I watch the way the B'nai Torah say no. I love it. The way they say it. Such an edelkeit. No, thank you. The way they say it, the sweetness, the goodness, the holiness of Ben Teda. Sitting here in Lakewood to watch the way they say no to my Bטחון weeklies. I'm a Kabul Yisur Bava. Just to see the way they do it. The feinkeit, the edelkeit, the Ben Teda. See, the Hasidic Jews, forget it. I'm madly in love with those guys. And the Sfardim, oh, give me a break. They're all delicious. Each one has his own flavor. Bukharians, each a Muncie Yid, a Burr Parker, a Williamsburg. Oh, they're delicious. I went to speak at Williamsburg. I almost ate them all up. And I told it to them in their face. I wonder if they're going to call me back. They're scared of me. You know, I told the kids in my class, boys, your parents sent you here on their own risk. I'm on a strict diet. I eat kids. And especially cute guys like you guys. I tell my class, I vote my class is the sweetest, cutest class in the school. I kid around with them. They like it. Even 9-year-old kids, they like it. Speaking about kids, I had a big nachas, a big shvius for this yingle. I had some kids who can't say I'm wrong. Some people can't say I'm wrong. Now, matzah means you got to be, I'm into v'roim am toro, you know, I'm into the gaiva, but you have to be able to say you're wrong. It's not going to kill you. Some people don't know how to do that. I had some kids in my class who suffered a gift. I didn't do it. You know, hey, you did. Everyone saw it. No. You know, they just can't say they're wrong. So this kid it took me a year, made a breakthrough this Friday, and he said he was wrong. And today I went to Mamish. First of all, I didn't punish him. He said, you're wrong. That I like. Say you're wrong. It's not going to kill you. You know how much people suffer because of that? Their whole life, you can't say you're wrong. Say you're wrong. What do you care? Rabbi cries at Taina once with Nixon there. Taina's on it. Say you're wrong. They'll be Michael you. No, I'm right. You're wrong. The famous story, Rav Kanarik, he saw the 2 Germans in Leipzig on a narrow sidewalk. I was here first. You have to step aside. I was here. You have to. So I told this over, and my dear friend Rabbi Krohn showed me just how beautiful. In Borough Park, the 2 buses, each one, I saw them screaming at each other. No, I will not move my bus aside. Wednesday. Pleasure. Happy holiday, Rabbi. Keep up the great work. We're all proud of you. You're getting sweeter every year. Keep it up. Anyway, vodka. Anyway, where am I up to? Who? 2 buses. I saw it. It was funny. Strassi gets out. No, I was here first. 2 big buses in the middle of a whole traffic jam. I was here first. I'm not moving. And they said, these guys are loco. The guy that's standing in the thing said, these guys are too mishagayim. I was here first. You have to be honest. See, you have to say the truth is the truth. I was here first. No. Stick to the truth. Stick to the truth. You know, Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov. And what did he do? He tricked his brother twice. That's our introduction to the Ish Emes. He was known for truth. What's going on here? You have to know what truth means. Anyway, by me the truth is I'm the Gadol Ador. Keep saying it. All the Baling Musa, Rabbi Miller has a whole tape. It's good to hear it. It said, the artificial man. You got to read that. Yeah, hear that tape. I do this all the time. I'm always lying. My wife knows what a liar I am. Pathological. What do they call them? A pathological liar? That's me. I come home. How did they go with? It was a bad day. In fact, I never talk about how well. I'm not into that. I come home. It's good. But if something wasn't, I come home. Wow, it's such a good day today. Mom says, uh-oh. What happened? What's the truth? And never will she get a word out of me. By me, all is good. Everything's l'taiva. When you drain a cup, you say it's good. Hashem will make it better. You don't know the niece am I having. My keys. Somebody saw my Memphis keys. I have 2 keys that suddenly started working. I tried them 200 times each. Here's one of them. This is a Memphis key. You can make a bracha, Jocelyn. I think it's so crooked or it's straightened out. I mamish believe anything. After that, my 2 keys, 2 of them, I was going to have them redone. But then when I was stuck, one didn't work. And I had to get to school right away. When I'm in a pickle, they used to always help me. I says, Avishta, maybe it's going to work. Boom! And from that day on, the nest is Kayim. And then I figured the next time, let me try the other one. That never worked. Boom, you're working too. It's all baloney. It's all dimyan. You should know, maybe that's Vesachnish. But everything is dimyan. The Avishta is Balabas of the world. I know a younger man that he went to the doctor, he was getting older. He punctured some of his blood. It came out plum-colored blood. It's not healthy. He told him that. And he walked out of the doctor's office. Eibishter, I don't want no plum-colored blood. I want bright red blood. I promise you, I know the guy. I know the doctor. I know exactly where it happened. I know everything. He came back 3 weeks later, same place, punctured some blood. Oh, bright red. Now, the doctor had a whole pirish, so they have to have pirish. They had a mice. I know a guy, another mice. We had cholesterol. There was fakers with cholesterol was showing up. That week that he was worried about cholesterol, he suddenly cut his foot. And the blood started flowing out a little too much. He was afraid something's wrong. He was told that's a sign it's thin blood. There you go. It happened to him twice. Exactly the week that he was afraid of cholesterol. He cut himself. He doesn't cut himself. Just that. And the blood started flowing out to show him you don't have cholesterol. You daven, no cholesterol. You don't believe me, huh? If you have Amuna B'tachon, you can do all this stuff. Say goodbye. The doctors are all out of business. You know how many people who come to me have stopped with therapists? You know that? You know how many? They're all over the place. Say goodbye. You know how many people have threw away their pills? This is the time of Amuna and B'tachon. Sit alone with Hashem, chaper shmuz with Him, and thank Him for the wonderful. The main thing is thankfulness. Now I wanted to say that I had a murder vote. I don't want to say too many vetlach. But this vote is so half of a fella. I have to say to it. First of all, I'll tell you the mice said that this young man comes over to me and he couldn't find an apartment for months and months and months and months. He lives in Coventry Square. And the house is a matchbox. And the kids are exploding. Let's get out of this. We need a house to breathe. And the kid, and he tries, and everything just didn't work. Someone just got it. We're about to get it. Boom. Suddenly this goes wrong, that goes wrong. Everything, it's not happening. So finally he said, Kinlach, let's get together. And it was Shalashur this time. He said, Kinlach, let's get together. And let's thank Hashem, we don't have an apartment. They started dancing and singing. 3 of his kids were dancing. Thank you, Hashem, we don't have an apartment. Now, Tuesday, they found an apartment. So, Zach, I had the same thing with my Bטחון weeklies. Friday, I'm going around. There's nobody in the streets anymore. I want to get my last batch. I don't want to be stuck with it's almost job, it's almost I got to move. And it's and nobody's coming. This guy's going the other way. This the other way. Anybody you want to put it in your shul? Nobody home. So, thank you so much that I'm in a pickle over here, and no one's taking it. And I'm going to be stuck with it. As soon as I started thanking for not getting what I want, a car stops in front of me. He takes the whole batch. He's going to Bטחון, just the perfect place, just what I want. He took it all. So very often, say thank for the thing. Thank you that I'm not getting what I want. Thank you. I've had such nisim with that. As soon as it's thank you, I'm not getting what I want. Thank you, I'm not the type of guy I want to be. Thank you. Then I'm a little bit, that people make fun of me. Thanks for that. Thanks that the Shviga does not think I'm as good as the other Adam. That would be delicious. In the Novhardok world, they'd love it. Oh, I'm the not favorite guy. That's lovely. Let him get all the covered. Let the Shviga like him. That's fine. Or the Shviga, wherever it is. They like him better? I love that. So like him more and more. Anyway, maybe, if people don't like you, it makes you closer to the Eibishter. Do you know that? Or your imagination that they don't like you, it's a bracha. Now you have the Eibishter. Who became close to the Eibishter? Two greatest kings we ever had. Yosef HaTzadik, Mashiach ben Yosef, and David HaMelech, Mashiach ben David. They're both kicked out of the house, disliked by the brothers. We're talking about Pekuach Nefesh, because David HaMelech's brothers wanted him to be killed by lions and bears. That's why he sent them in the forest, and his father was involved. Well, you know what's going on here? They thought he was a mamzer. And they were the closest to the Eibishter. When people don't like you, say, thank you. They do like you. You're in Dimyan. But you think they don't. Be like them. They'll like you. Be a good friend. They said in Slobodka. If you're looking for friends, learn how to be a good friend to others. Be a good friend. Be a good friend. Care for others. Anyway, if anybody could make money for, what did I just get? From a Yida Tzadik, $1,000. I says, Eibishter, I need $1,000 my Bטחון weekly. An hour later, Mendel, I got a check for you. 1,000? Oh, I was expecting that. Yeah. By the way, I got another 1,000 last week, also from nowhere. I was expecting $18. Guy standing at the door. Here's a check for you. You look at the yeshiva guy and think, $18. And as soon as he walks away, 1,000. So I wanted to use that 1,000, have to pay my Bטחון weeklies. But then someone was here whom I owe 1,000 because he gives out Bטחon weeklies. Here's 1,000. Now what's going to do? The guy you owe. Eibishter take care of me. So now another chashivi pops up. I got 1,000. Eibishter never lets me down. Don't be nispal. Eibishter will test you. All those people who start meisters, they get the money like this. Don't be nispal. You're so hard, man. How are we going to manage? We ain't going to manage. How are they managing in Gilo? Everyone manages. How does that happen? It's all Nisim. It's all the Eibishter. Yeah, but it's the shver, and it's the wife is that, and he's the type. It's all baloney. Yetzer hara to try to give you a reason why it's working. It works because the Eibishter makes it work. All over the world, everyone's letting it kill. How did that work? It doesn't make sense. But all with Nisim, building mices, I want to encourage everybody this year, Pesach, have a mind. We're going to build, each person sitting here should build his own meisid. We're going to build a big, big meisid. Don't ask the Nisim that I'm getting. It's not normal. Every inch I do. Here, somebody gave me a bunch of cards to give out to people who need. Here's $300 for him. $300 for him. One person, I couldn't get him. I can't find his number. He hasn't spoken to me for a half a year. Should I put it in my pocket? Mittemal. That guy calls me up. Oh, just like this. I have Nisim every inch. Write him down. Chazarim. The best Musa Sefer is Chazarim and Nisim. And thank the Eibishter for the delicious Yom Tov. Be Mekayim. When you eat that matzah, eat every bite. It's milch, gives you amuna. Eat matzahs. Gives you amuna. Eat more matzahs and more matzahs. It gives you amuna. Learn Musa. The best part of it, learn Musa and drink that wine. and be besimcha. Don't get tzeduluk, and don't get be mahader and being besimcha. Don't see you did an aveirus. So what? See you did an aveirus. We all do aveirus. Don't. But I'm no good. I'm not. Stop that garbage. Usually when you say you're no good, it's a yetzara. But I am no good. Yetzara. But it's true. Yetzara. But. Yetzara really getting you. Don't listen to that. Hey, the more he says you're no good, the more you go to the extreme opposite. I'm going about it. I'm going with this girl over there. She goes without the rabbis. As soon as she started cheating on the diet, which should make her turn her into an elephant, she said, Adarabba. She picked that up from Rabbi Golombik, who got it. I'm hearing my own Torah back, and she wrote the letter. She said, Adarabba. And sure enough, she lost even more weight after she took a whole apple cake. I'm just joking. Whatever, an apple pie, whatever. I'm not sure exactly what she did there. I want to get more details. Once that gets out to the public, that you could lose weight as you eat, we're going to get more Bali B'tachon. There's going to be history. And so all the ladies are going to come running. Now we can lose weight and fresh our heads off. This is a major breakthrough for mankind. We'll have every shiksas are going to come running after us. The men not. Everybody, no plan. The B'tachon gets rid of weight and fresh as much as you wish. I want to start a whole movement. We'll see what happens. Give me a bracha. Should get it moving, and we'll bring Hashem. We'll be able to eat more. Look, what's wrong with eating? The Vardigas held when they go for Bedidas, they bring along tons of food. Food in the Vardig is motalach. When I don't eat this, then into that stuff. Eat! Reb Chaim Halpern used to invite me over his house. He had dips and dips and dips and dips and dips. And his wife was a good cook. And he brought them all in there. He used to take his hat and leave it on the floor. I still do that. Put his hat on the floor. And he used to eat. He was so sweet. He was Reb Gershon. They say he was the most from all Reb Gershon's Talmidim. Reb Chaim Halpern, not tzaddik. He could learn 12 hours Mussar in one shot, one day. You know what he once told me? The Mussar does such a job on you that the whole sugya of Kedusha is boom. There's no makom for it. You know, it's so geschmack. He used to learn Mussar for hours. He did a lot of pratim. There's pictures of him. He took a hat that, one of those. In these pictures when he was younger, he took a hat that was like this, for the pit, the pose. He had shtick all over the place. Funny person. A lot of Nvardigas had a lot of funny types. I was once walking in the street together with Rav Golinsky, and suddenly I noticed he was walking on the curb. He was going. I saw other stuff. Maybe I shouldn't say. Some of the food fell, and he picked it up. Made sure I should see. So I should laugh. I should look at him. He did other things that I can't repeat. And he did funny things. And we were once sitting in the car, and he said, "Hey, Adam, it's a chazal. The people should think, they should be chayshirim, and it shouldn't be true." What's the chazal? Chayshirim by v'einai. What does it say? I should be one of those people that they suspect them, but it's not really true. I want to be one of those. He was saying it over in the car. I was sitting next to him. He says, "You know what that means, huh?" And he used to do things like that with me. I don't want to say what he did. But he did things like, I thought Golinsky's a tzaddik. What I just saw now, I'm not so sure anymore. He would purposely do that. Faf me on. Mendel, you don't hold for me? That's great. I love that. I need him to hold for me. The less people, like this, you know what stress it is? They think you're a tzaddik. You have to hold that. You have to hold. You know what stress you have? You have to keep putting. You don't have to be a rusher for you. Sometimes you need to be respected. It keeps you going. Like Rabbi Miller says, when someone's knocking on the door in your house, take out a Gemara and show them, see, I'm one of those. I'm a masbid. So it'll make you feel good about yourself. You continue being a masbid. There's a markum for that too. But sometimes it's way too much. People are dominating your life. You got to do a prat. You got to find an idea. I did a part recently. What happened in my shul? I didn't want to dance. I felt a little bit, dafka dance. That's a part. When you don't want to do it. In the Novanik, when they feel a tzimtzum, a metach, you're stressed, they dafka, give a blurt out to break it. Break that stress they're going on. The Novanik are always in the process of breaking stress. Do it. Try it. Be mispalo. For the right part, be mispal for every move. Before you walk into the Seder, Eibishter, please help the Seder should be Gavaldi. Before now, a week before Pesach, Eibishter, please help the Seder should be Gavaldi. I should have more Amuna in you. For heaven's sake. You can get anything you want with the Eibishter, anything you want. I was sitting there, as Golumbik tells me this. We sat here for 2 years, him and me, and one or two other guys, that's all about. So finally one day he says, wait a minute, we have a full house. Within a few months, boom, I started being Baiteach. I want a full house, got my full house. Then I started davening, I want to spread more. Mittamol, someone pops up, we want it on Sunday too. Bטחון, I advise everybody to do this. Make yourself bad, don't make yourself small. Nova Psula, you are capable. You are Gavalda. You know what a gold mine is sitting in every single person with the Yitzharis. All you think about all day is what you know good. It's like you have a boo-boo, you patchki, you're infected. You're doing that all day. My problem. Now my problem. You know, I know a younger man. I saved his life from the emergency room. I put him to work. I have a lot of things. The best way to save yourself from all sorts, do for the Rabin. You want to give out my Bטחון weeklies? I'll save your life. You want to make money? I'm here. Someone just gave me $200, $100 last night he gave me for my Kiyat Sefer. I'm collecting. You want to collect for anybody. For Yom Tov, it's a mitzvah to collect for yourself. Well, your whole Yom Tov busy collecting. Rambam says the Ika Simcha. How could you have a Simcha? You don't care for other people. Make $100 for anybody. I'm happy to take it just in case. I have in Eretz Yisrael, I have in America, I have Bטחון weeklies. I'm willing to take. I'll take 1,000 from each person here. I'll even take the guys who are listening to me. You can send me the checks. I'll take 1,000, 10,000 each. It's fine. We'll deal with it. I'm a man of policy. Somebody asked me, do you take? Yes, I certainly do. That's not a problem. That's certainly not a problem. I take gladly, and I'm very consistent and very oiskal. I'm a man of principle. My Rebbe taught me, la'olam tikach. You know, Reb Gershon once, my friend Rav Shmuel Shvadran asked him about, Reb Yaakov didn't believe in taking from the government, whatever. Reb Moshe said it was okay. So he went to ask Reb Gershon, what do you think? So Reb Gershon said, Reb Moshe is smart. Reb Moshe is clique. La'olam tikach. Take. Be happy. I know I once went with Vardig's are very relaxed. Don't stress yourself up. Chill out. Take the pickle. Can I have that pickle, please? No, the fat one. Thank you. The guy might not even eat it. I would eat it, by the way. But he had got his props. Everyone should see the way he took the fat pickle. I eat fat pickles. You know, I don't want to say big people. I don't want to say their names. They're alive. The biggest people alive. One of them's not here anymore. From the Americana Gedalim. One of them, so you do it. Everybody knows he likes certain things. I'm not going to say what. I don't want to say. He likes, let's say, chocolate chip cookies. He likes it. And he tells his friends, can you get me? They're on a road going somewhere. He's at Malachal and Kim. This man is Ruach HaKodesh. He's from the biggest people alive. But he likes chocolate chip cookies. That's tough. I like chocolate chip cookies. Yes! Even though I'm a Gadol of Yisrael and I'm a Malmoifis, I like chocolate chip cookies. It's legal. And Yom Tov, B'roilam, eat the stuff you enjoy. Enjoy life! Enjoy fun. The ladies give them what they like. They're supposed to have nice begotten. And the kids, I told the kids in my class, Rabbi Gelbach comes in today to find out if my kids know the Haggadah. They want to check. I'm teaching them. I says, watch this. My whole class knows this halacha. Kedalach, what are we supposed to be doing on Yom Tov? What's Simchas Yom Tov? The tati's wine, the mommy's begotten, and the kids, candy! See? I'm giving them a good chinuch. All the kids know, chinuch. Teach the kids. They're supposed to, then they're going to come home. Rabbi Mendel said, We have to have more candy. I said, you can say it. You can blame it on me if you want. You're supposed to have a good time. You have to be happy. And many people, a blot gemara is the sweetest thing in the world. And get yourself a chayvus avava shar bטחון and enjoy and thank the Abish for your personal stuff. Your personal stuff. All the things that thank him for the peklach and thanks for everything, that you're alive and that you came to. Thanks for the world. They should help us that this space that we should be zeichet to the gula shleima b'karav mamish, and we should have a ball there. We'll have the same chaburim. Yetzer Hashem. We'll be together, and we'll eat the Karban Pesach. We'll have a blast. Think of it. Dream about it. How delicious it is. That we're Yid. Karban Pesach is a cute little animal. I had to make a picture. He did a great job. Yankee Shore last year. I had a picture of a little bubble of Karban Pesach. They're so sweet. They're so edel. That's what we got to be like. A Karban Pesach edel kind. A Yid as edel they are. A Yid. Okay, we know you blew your stack yesterday when nobody was looking. We know that. But basically, a Yid has to try to be like a Karban Pesach. A matzah is flat down. Power is known for his gay. Who's there? But at the same time, the one who is the king, the Zohar says this, the number one man in fighting the Yitzhar is Yosef HaTzadik. He is the one that teaches the world fight the Yitzhar. And the story of Yosef HaTzadik from the beginning to the end is everyone's bowing down to me, including Tati and Mami. Woo! What's that all about? And he repeats it. Everyone's bowing down. And he's not afraid. I wanted to tell you, Avraham Avinu pax the Goyish world. He believes in the Abish. He smashes all the idols and makes jokes out of them, all the Goyim. But Yosef did even more. Yosef, even the Jews, he packed. Now each Shevet is a Shita. It's not just a Reuben, Shimon, Levi. Each one has a whole movement. And he packed them all. And he was cutting Shibashvat, as I'll say. And he says, I'm the big one around here. You're all bowing down. And later when Eishit Petifa starts up with him, and then Godel Babai says, I'm the biggest guy around here. And in jail, he's the big shot, wherever he goes. But the brothers come and Canaan Matem, yeah? Well, how come you did this? He puts him in that place. What's going on here? This is Yosef HaTzadik, Gaius. He was punished. He lost 10 years of his life, because when they said, Abducha Avinu, he should have been Michael. Your father's not your Rebbe. He wasn't Michael. He lost 10 years. You see, he was into that sugi. What's going on here? And I'll tell you why he did it. Here's my shot. The Mama Rachel gave away everything for her sister. And when somebody does that, it's gavaldi, but it's a sakana. You're getting up in the garbage can, becoming nothing, doing nothing, being nothing. You gave away for Yena, you have to steig yourself. I tell you, that's why she decided it's time for Kinna, not because she had Kinna. She decided being, and now I gotta get, and Yosef continued for his mother left off. I'm gonna be one of those, Mr. Nobody. No, my mother went the extreme. And me, you always have to change. If you're too much down here, you gotta go to extreme the other way. Became gayest all the way. I'll tell you, there's a pasuk in Bereshis, I believe. There was a man named Yoktan, one of those names over there, a lot of names. Yoktan, he was mocked in himself. He had a lot of children. Why? Because he's mocked in himself. One of his children's name was Chatzar Maves. Means that city, everybody was suicidal. Chatzar Maves. Now, how did that happen? The father's Yoktan is such an honor. He was mocked in himself. That's why he had such a large family. He was rewarded. There are a lot of sons, it says over there. And one of the kids is Chatzar Maves, suicidal. I want to tell you like this. The father is an honor. Now, if the son is going to continue in the father's malach, he may end up in the garbage can. Sometimes it's time for it to go the other way. Chap, he didn't go the other way. Suicidal, Hashem Yerachem. The father's an honor, but that's not for you. You do what's good for you. You may have to be the opposite of your father. People, you have to, each one went different. And you have to go out what's good for our door. You're going to take old Mrs. for him. So good. Okay, I think I spoke enough.